Hey gang, welcome back to another episode of Kiff Says, a place where we break down the legal aspects of your creative business and I try to convince you that the law doesn't have to equal scary. This video is going to wrap up the 3-part series we've done on how to register your copyright with the U.S. Copyright Office. Videos 1 and 2 walked you through the application, and this video will show you how the payment process works and how we upload our electronic version of our work to the Copyright Office. So when we left off last time, we were on this checkout screen. This is the screen, we've added something to the cart and we're ready to proceed. This part of the application is going to be exactly the same if you are doing the single application like we did in the videos in parts 1 and 2, or if you're doing an application where there are multiple authors and claimants, and it's that higher priced $55 application. As we discussed last time, there are 3 things that you must provide to the Copyright Office in order for them to process your application. You have to complete the Copyright Office copyright registration application, the form, which we filled out in parts 1 and 2. You must pay the U.S. Copyright Office, and then you must submit your work. And we're going to discuss in a minute whether you have to submit your work electronically or via a hard copy and mail it in. Once the Copyright Office, the date that the Copyright Office has all 3 of those items is the date your registration is going to be effective, even though it's going to take them several months to process your application. So what we'll go ahead and do is proceed to checkout. And here it's going to say that we've just got 1 item in our cart with a $35 application. There are 2 ways that you can pay. The vast majority of us are not going to be completing enough copyright registration applications with the U.S. Copyright Office to set up a deposit account with them. So you'll probably never pay with a deposit account. Most of us will go ahead and pay with a credit card or ACH. If for whatever reason you realize that you needed something else in your cart, you can click this change order button and it will take you back. This is just going to warn us that the filing fees are not refundable and that we have to go to the payment.gov website rather than the eCO Copyright Office in order to make our payment. You have 2 ways that you can pay. You can pay via ACH using your routing number and bank account number, or you can pay via credit card. Once I've got all of my billing information in, I'm going to hit this continue with plastic card payment. If I had entered my ACH information up here, you want to click the continue with ACH payment button instead. One warning, do not use your back button, do not use your forward button, don't reload. It will screw up the process. Once again, if you figure out that you did something wrong, you can go ahead and click this return to your originating application in order to go back. So we'll go ahead and continue. Then it's going to ask me if I want to authorize payment and what email address it would like the confirmation sent to. So once I type in my email address, I need to go ahead and click this little checkbox right here, which is kind of hidden, that says that I authorize them to charge my card, and then go ahead and submit payment. It sometimes takes just a couple minutes to process payment. And once we do that, it takes us back to the Copyright Office saying that our payment has been successful. And now we're ready to move on to our 3rd and final step, which is submitting our work to the Copyright Office. Within usually about 2 minutes, you'll have an email from the Copyright Office saying that payment has been complete so that you have a receipt for your records. So you don't have to print out this screen in order to have a receipt. Once we hit continue, we'll be taken to the new upload work screen. You haven't done a registration in a little while. This screen might look a little bit differently. and that's because the Copyright Office recently changed it. Written part of the post goes into a little bit further detail about when you know if you're going to have to if you can upload your works, or if you're going to go ahead and have to mail the Copyright Office a copy of your work. The post also kind of outlines the acceptable file types and how you can manage the file size, because there is a 1-hour timeout limit for the Copyright Office. So what I will do is go ahead and select the file, and I would continue this process if I had multiple files by selecting all of the files that I wanted it to upload. If I accidentally uploaded the wrong one, then I could go ahead and remove it. Once I've selected all of the files that I need to upload, I go ahead and hit this Start Upload button. And a little green bar starts coming over here. Again, this is a little bit different than it used to be, because you used to get a second pop-up that would show you all of those kinds of things. Now it just keeps you all on this screen. One thing to keep in mind is that once you hit the first Start Upload, you only have a 5-day window to complete your uploads. Otherwise, the Copyright Office will automatically assume you've submitted everything and close your account. Also, once you upload them, you can't remove them from your application. And so you need to be really conscientious when you select which files to verify, again, before you hit that Start Upload button, that that is the file that you want. Once you've uploaded every file that you want, you click this Click Here to Submit button. It will tell you that your submission is complete and no further action is required. Once again, sometimes this process takes a little bit longer. Sometimes it's taken up to 24 hours to get an email saying that the Copyright Office received my upload, but you should get an email as well, from an automatic email from the Copyright Office saying that your upload is complete. If we go back to our home screen, you'll notice that now all of a sudden this is an open case and that it is in the process of being processed. So that's the steps to go ahead and register your copyright with the US Copyright Office. We've talked about in parts 1 and 2 how to fill out the form, and in this section how to complete payment and upload. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.